So welcome to the second session of this morning. I'm Larson. I'm the president of AABSO, and we have very interesting papers this morning. Our first paper is by Brian Murphy from Fuller University, and his talk is entitled "A Detailed Survey of Pulsating Variables in 5 Globular Clusters."
Oh, it's already giving my talk.
Yes. I'm way ahead.
If you want to, I can jump.
I'm way ahead.
Thank you very much.
I'm too excited with this audio and AV.
Everyone hear me fine? Okay, great. Just to let you know, I started out as a theoretician, actually an observer when I was an undergraduate, and then became a graduate student, had to use late ones, and suddenly switched to theoretician. Became a theorist right away. And it wasn't until actually about 1990 or so, my first postdoc, when I realized I had access to 4-meter telescopes, some of the best in the world at the time, that I started to use the new technology telescope, the wind telescope, things like that. And so briefly, I was using these very, very large telescopes for the time. And that was coming from a theoretician who worked on the dynamics and clusters and things like that. And it wasn't until actually, wasn't until 2008, at Butler University, we had a former student who was a tour guide at our observatory, who did not read in academics. He got a PhD at the University of Virginia, had a postdoc, and then went into industry, and his company, SARA, makes most of fiber optic switches in the world nowadays. And so he's a philanthropist now, and he's been giving to both the University of Virginia, and other schools, including Butler. And thus far, he's given us close to $1 million for astronomy in our department. And that allowed us to get in a consortium telescope consortium, SARA telescope consortium, stands for Southeast Association for Research Astronomy, in 2008. And he also gave us an endowment that pays our dues also, so we're sort of in it as long as we want. The nice thing about it, at the time we joined, we were using we had a 0.9-meter telescopic technique, which is shown over here. And it was basically located in the position where the wind tunnel was, where it's And then the Time Foundation finally funded getting the observatory built and getting all the equipment we needed on it. When we joined in 2008, the following year, SARA took over the 0.6-meter low telescope at Chile. And this time we were joining in, and I've been leaving from the clusters, dynamics, and stellar system, decided, well, I got to find something to work on in clusters that interest me, particularly something like that's dynamic. And there's about that. And by the way, a little more about this is the SARA telescope just recently added the Jacobus Papine telescope in the Canary Islands, which is a 1-meter telescope. And this gives us 18 hours of coverage across the Earth and also the both hemispheres. This telescope here, we just started using, fully refurbished. It's typically sub-arc second seen of 1 meter, and now we can actually get a magnitude fainter than we have with any of the others. So it's really a very good scope. We're excited to use it, particularly for our northern globular clusters. Well, given this, we were saying, well, trying to find out what we're going to observe, just a brief outline of the talk, and motivation for finding variable stars, methods, testing, and what we found from our observations thus far, and some of the clusters observed. First off, due to my prior interest in my group fire and stellar dynamics, we decided to look for dwarf nova globular clusters. And I realized that suddenly was a very boring prospect because you just take a few images each night and look for something that changes on, just comes out of nowhere, basically. And so talking to people, they said, well, good luck finding your dwarf nova in here. It's very, very hard in globular clusters to find these objects that suddenly pop up. And the result of this was one of my colleagues from San Francisco State, Adrian Kuhl, she actually suggested a program called ISIS, which stands for Image Subtraction. And we contacted Allard and said, what does ISIS stand for? He said image subtraction. Okay.
I said, all right.
Well, that answers that. For all those who have used the program and didn't know what it meant, it actually does that for that.
But anyway,
it was created by the Odal project to look for gravitational lens between
us and the large magic cloud. And it turns out the way image subtraction works, it's ideal for finding warp nova. So we decided, well, let's take a test. And in 2009 or 2010, I had an SARA student from Villanova, Kyle Conroy, I believe he's at Vanderbilt now. He actually got it working, which I actually did get it working tomorrow. He actually did. I was surprised. Okay. And so I wish I still had him as a student. But anyway, the way image subtraction works is you take two images, you subtract them. If there's nothing varying there, you basically get a flat image back. Okay. In this case here, you can see two images. And if you look closely, they aren't quite the same scene. The result is you have different images of different scenes. This is what you get basically when you subtract. And so this is an issue with image subtraction. So the way around this is you create a reference image that is good scene images. Take 10 to 20 of them, stack them together into a single image. And then you involve that image to the scene of other images. So it matches very, very nicely. And then you can subtract the images. So in this case, just going to the atmosphere here, that is the basic problem we're dealing with. Each image is different. We can see over the course of the night the scene going from, say, over 2 arc seconds to barely scene. And doing image subtraction requires you to actually do this kind of convolution all your images from the convoluting the reference image before you subtract it. So what we decided to do, still said we thought we were looking for warp nova. We said, well, let's find a cluster that's observable both in Cerro and Kitt Peak National Observatory. And we picked 14 because it's almost on the equator. And that cluster actually had 62 known variables at the time. And we know we get enough signal to noise because we wanted something roughly in the ballpark of the magnitude of warp nova would be. And with that, we said, okay, well, let's do a test here. And so when we tested it, this is not M14 here, but this is either 6584833. But this is a reference just showing the quality of the reference. Typical scene here that you might have on the reference image is about 1.3 arc seconds. And to show you what's called when you do the subtraction, what ISIS does, it goes through all your images and looks for residuals, that is, those things that are varying. And you can see there's a few issues with the right here. You can see the little dust down that's right there that don't come out. But this shows where all the variables are. And to show you exactly how this goes, I sort of toned down the reference image, but you can see here. So you can really see that there are a lot of stars sitting in the core that weren't picked previously, particularly by photographic plate surveys. And I was reading something in the yearbook course about RLR stars. Actually, you were quoting someone else from 1990 saying most of the RLR stars and variables have been found in globular clusters. At most, only 6% are remaining. Well, for M14, what we found was this is just some of the initial results. These are not. This is actually what they relatively crafted camera, an Aperture 6, which was the first thing that slapped on the telescope. And these are about 17 and a half. Actually, no, this is about 17 magnitude for M14 here. And this just shows a few of the stars. But what we found were 74 new variable stars in the cluster. Just from doing a relatively, by the way, the SARA telescope is 0.6 meters. It's not the largest telescope out there, obviously. But we managed to get 74 new variables, and this is more than double the number of variables known in the cluster. We actually doubled the number, I believe, doubled the number of RLR stars known in the cluster, too. Most of them were in the core. Most of them were the R series RR1 stars, also, which have lower amplitudes. So once we saw this, at first we didn't believe our results. I said, no, this can't be okay. So maybe we do know what they're doing out of line. I was coming from theory side, something about observation. And we quickly checked it. No, this made sure we matched up all the previous variables. The light curves looked proper. And we said, well, focus our attention. Let's look at M14 here in a bit more detail. And so what we've done over the last 5 years is five clusters in detail. The good news is we got rid of the
camera. It actually died on the SARA telescope.
And the National
And the
Science
National Science
Foundation was kind enough to give us substantial money to
money
get two very good low noise cameras, about 5 electron read noise on both cameras, which very good during the dark conditions here at Tulum. The read noise is not really a factor. But typically, for each one of the clusters I've listed here, we've obtained anywhere from 500 to 2,000 images over months and years. Really allows period changes, look for variables in general, and for a typical variable, you can have anywhere from either BB or I, you can have up to 1,000 images in just that one color. So it's very useful. We found out that, by the way, Butler gets about 90 nights a year across all telescopes. And we try to put it in the summertime because that's when the globular clusters are generally observable. So this has turned out to be a very useful tool for us. Now, just to give you a preliminary summary of the results. Thus far, we've identified 377 variables, 140 of these being new, and that's a 60% increase in the number of variables in these 5 clusters we've observed. The other thing is we have 319 ROI variables in a stack of bindings here, and giving the breakdown here, and again, them terms of 0, which would be an AB, double mode 0, 1, C's, and these here, by the way. And the E's, 7 of those, we have 3 that are we believe are definite cases, as you'll see. I'll show you the results of that. Okay, so we have 9 Phoenix shapes, 5 Sapiens, 11 crossing variables, and 3 long period variables. So I'm hitting everyone in the crowd here. Interest is okay. And a lot of these eclipsing variables were new finds, and many of the long period variables were new finds because they're varying only at less than 0.1 magnitudes or so. Okay, so I'm going to look at two clusters now, show you some of the results, NGC 4833 and NGC 6584. And one of the reasons, I was looking at this coming into this, not knowing a whole field. I know a lot about the dynamics of globular clusters, all the things that are created in them, such as X-ray binaries, millisecond pulsars, but I did not know a lot about variable stars in them. And so that required me to brush up on what I learned in graduate school and then some, and look at things. And one of the things about globular clusters, looking at the color magnitude diagrams here, you can see two clusters here of metallicity. This is more than 100 times less from the sun. You can see how the horizontal branch here pushes off to the left-hand side of the diagram. And for 47 top here, you can see which is low, relatively high metallicity, is pushed over here to the giant branch. Result of that is, depending where this is, some clusters can have ROR stars, some can't. Whether that's pushed in actual abilities. So one of the curious things about it, we decided, well, let's see if we can use Fourier decomposition to actually determine metallicity of stars. And I actually showing this is not showing this as well as it does on my screen. I'm showing this in two dimensions. You have your fundamental node, first overtone, second overtone. Green line here indicates internal node, two internal nodes on this one here. And down here you can see how they would be. Obviously, this one here has less density variation, as you can see. And actually, it doesn't change as much luminosity. And the second overtone variables, as a lot of people in the crowd here know, are the hardest ones to find because they're very low amplitude. So let's look at some of the results. This is for 4833, and the color coding is not coming out quite great here, but these are obviously all the fundamental mode here. This is obviously Glasgow. But looking at the C's, you can see that. And we have three curious variables right. And they are very low amplitude. They are not determined. They are not blended stars because they're magnitude. And we actually looked at the Hubble images also to make sure where these were located, make sure there wasn't another star located next. And when we 48 decomposition, the reason we're doing that is to find the parameters, that is the physical parameters of the ROI stars themselves. And by the way, that there is from 658. That's the 16.5 megahertz star. So it shows the quality of the data we're getting from the point.
very good camera, and the telescope has very good optics also.
So
basically,
before
you
you
did
did
composition, you take the light
curve,
curve, you
compose
compose
a
a
series
series
of
of sine curves with
phases,
different amplitudes.
and
And
notice that
you had the
basically
basically
your frequencies here.
frequency.
So
So
looking at this,
just to show you how
this is with
a
a single
component
put in a light. This is showing
just a single night, roughly an 8-hour time span.
So as you
So as
move,
you
and
move, you start adding components.
you can see
You
as
can
you
see as
start
you start
adding
adding here,
we're already
we're
up
already
to
up to
10
10
components
here, and
it's
you see a pretty good fit.
And with most of these, particularly the
fundamental mode cluster, or
fundamental mode binaries, we could go to group 15 different, basically, n equals 15. And this shows n equals 15
right here,
which allowed us to
actually
help out correctly. By the way, first overtone, we're getting to about down to n equals 10 for 4833 and 6584. So very good data. And so let's look at what we found with these. Here what I'm showing you for 4833, this is a variable which shows the B and I bands. And one of the things about the B and I bands, you have B and I here, and I'm showing you the color index, this is B minus I. You can see when you come down to this period here, and whoops, actually right here, the color actually flattens out quite nicely. The weightiness here is due to the 48 bit, because even if you get down to say 10 or 15, n equals that, you're still going to have some weightiness in there. And the reason you do this is because a lot of them are located near the galactic plane. Now this is not 4833, but 4833 is just barely off the field here. And looking at this, you can see there's a lot of dust in the air. It turns out 4833 has a lot of patchy. And the only way to determine that accurately with variable stars for 480 composition is look at the color. That is what we know it should be in that phase from point when the phase is 5 to 0.8 here. And looking at that here, and this is from Andrew Layden, he was kind enough to give me some of his results. At this phase here, almost all our Lyra stars of this metal list, close to this metal period, around 0.57 in their color index. You can see with what's here, this is more down around 1.07. So it's a half magnitude of extinction there in the B band, basically. Which if you do a bit of the mathematics, it turns out that cluster is extinguished by 1.14 magnitude, at least for this variable here. So there we are. This shows the results, and a key thing here, this what shows what we got from the metal list deal. So, looking at this here, shows what the R01s, the metallicity. This here on a page to point out the Bailey diagram where you have the amplitude versus log period. And looking at our fundamental mode, first overtone, and right here we have three of these that match very nicely. They're almost exactly at what they should be. 0.77 as far as the ratio between the period of these to the period of these. So we're fairly sure these are overtone very well. And we believe we found some also perhaps in 6584. So this shows some of the results, preliminary results that we've had. And for 6584, this shows variables there. And I'm not showing those. This cluster had a lot of flash variables. I believe it was 15 of them here. I'm not showing because we can't do period back or a decomposition of those. But it shows you that these, by the way, are about 16.5 magnitudes. I believe we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 to 60 Lyra stars in this cluster. And looking at this cluster, what we found, we're unsure with some of them whether we actually have, I didn't plot them here, but we did have some that we can't tell whether they're oscillating in both first and second overtone. We did not put them on here. But it shows you the results of this cluster, what we found, slightly higher metallicity. Actually, slightly lower metallicity. Higher metallicity, excuse me. And just to show you the overall findings, because now we know what the reddening is between these clusters. I haven't put it up, I do have it there. We pretty much found 5 parameters here. And the thing here is fundamental mode, first overtone, and here's our three, what we believe are second overtone. By the way, if you look at the statistics here, out of 20 variables, 3 of them are second overtone, according to what we found, which is a very, very high percentage. Talking about 15%. So those are very curious variables. One of them actually appears to almost go, just to let you know, and I want to show it to you. It actually goes flat, okay, for a couple cycles, and then pops back up again in the second overtone. So looking at this, we've been able to get fairly accurate distance measurements to these things by taking account of metallicity and showing you we're still looking like some of the other clusters still have a heck of a lot of data to go through. And to just let you sort of also let you realize, I mentioned the JKT is coming online as halftime telescope. We want to go back to M14. The nice thing about it is, as you recall, I told you it's near the celestial equator. I think there's negative 3 degrees of inclination. So it's easily accessible by the JKT, which I believe is somewhere around 20-some degrees north. And so it's actually, I believe, just as with the 1 meter telescope and subarc second scene, we should be able to get very good results. What I showed you prior to this, those M14 results with the 0.6 meter, and also with a very not so good camera. So we want to go back to that this summer is what our target. But in the meantime, with the SARA telescope, we're going to continue taking observations of all these clusters, mainly to start looking for period changes in all these stars. Particularly for the long period variables, that's one thing we're actually taking data every year is very useful for us. So looking at this, and by the way, I should mention that we are using all undergraduates at Butler University. The National Science Foundation providing with a few NSF students, which have been very good. As during the Mike, one of his people from Brigham Young. But overall, over the 5 years, I've had 15 undergraduate students working on this, and a lot of people talk about pipelines, things like that. Okay. Well, my pipeline undergraduate. One of them is perhaps processing the data, learning to use the AO code, learning to use ISIS itself, learning to actually look at the results and pull variables out, learning to do phasing of data, things like that, and learning to do the Fourier fitting. And then I rotate them every month so they learn a new skill. Then I get them to keep teaching each other so I don't have to teach them. So those undergraduates, that's one of the things. But frankly, in all the data, right now, looks like I'm going to be perfect on your time here. Right now, we have 10,000 images. These five clusters. We have another cluster I can throw in there. But we have about 100 from another one. And we have images in B, and I. And we have not gone through all the images. Like I said, M14, I have other images too, which we haven't gone through and want to hit it again. And so we're moving on to the detail analysis of M going back to M14. M107, and I forget what the other one I have up there. 61, I believe that was the cluster. And so we're going back to those, actually 6402. But we're going to go back to those clusters in the coming year. And with all the new data we have, we're really going to, like I said, there are probably a few PhD theses locked up in this data, I suspect. Unfortunately, we don't have PhD students at Butler. So there are a lot of, I guess, student theses locked up in this. And unfortunately for me, it's like we're taking so much data, trying to actually analyze it and get it published is one of the hardest parts for me. So I think a lot of you here work at undergraduate institutions, you know, there's not that much actually to get out there. Basically, I'm my research by year right now, which is the system when I can work with the students. So anyway, I want to conclude with this, and any questions? And I want to thank all of you for listening.
So we have plenty of time for questions. Raise your hand, and I will bring the mic to you. Yes, thank you for a really great talk. Actually, it's impressive to see what kind of work you can do with ISIS. I have two questions, I guess. One is, well, did you find any dwarf novae?
I hate to say it, I didn't look. It's funny when I started out, but we could. We could actually look for these. The thing is, what we need, unfortunately, with the clusters we pick, we know they have a lot, probably would have a substantial population of RLI stars. And so that sort of throws us toward them by accident. And we ignore all this other stuff that might look like in part of the phrase trash. Okay. But the thing is, one of them in particular I want to look at, and we do have data for, is 6397, which is one of the closest clusters, which is the core collapse cluster, and does have a lot of what we call exotic flora and fauna. Okay, and so I do want to go back to that one because we do have data, and just periodically, every few nights, every night we have that is visible, take images of it, because right there is a project in itself.
And 47 TAC has lots of, has a large population of cataclysmic objects, so that would be a really nice target. And the second question I have is, you're looking at globular clusters. Have you thought of looking at open clusters as well?
I have, but a lot of people in the SARA consortium have been doing that. Ron Kachuk at Ball State decided to take on the project. It was funny, once we started using ISIS, we figured out how to use it, and learning all its quirks. Talking to Mike here, I said, yeah, we keep learning all these little quirks of how to better use out of the data. The people at Ball State started to use it. And now there are 3 people at Ball State also because they saw the success we had, and once we figured out all the details of it. So it's one of those things we could go to, but it's more of a time issue for me. Okay, that's probably the biggest issue. We have an excess of data is what we have because of the SARA consortium.
So, Brian, did you and the other SARA data, all these images being collected, do those go to some great big database?
We're going to put them on a database, yes. Yeah. We will get them on a database. I'm hoping this summer we get it all out there in public.
Be on a SARA database?
It actually, they're just putting, what is the database? Where generally these things go, is it Pfizer, I believe, or VIZR, yeah, something like that, where it's accessible to the public. We want to get a lot of it actually published too, because we have probably about 4 papers sitting on my hard disk right now, so which I have to get out there.
Very nice. I have a comment first.
Okay.
It illustrates one of the problems with finding period changes, the fact that with all these new variables, you can go back a long ways in the past to do the period changes with the old variables that were found photographically, but you're probably starting anew on the period changes for those new central variables that you've seen. I don't know if any of them are recoverable on any earlier data. The other question was, have you noticed a difference in the frequency of Lajko stars from one cluster to another?
We haven't really analyzed the frequency. Do you mean as far as the fundamental frequency, or?
Here, just the number of Lajko stars versus number of RLI.
Yes, we have seen some. A lot of them were not known to be Lajko prior to this because just if they were photographic plates, it was just hard to do. M14 had a lot of them, but it has a lot of RLI stars. 6548. 6548 has a lot of them also. 15, 16, I believe, is what we had in the data. NGC 4833 had one obvious one and possibly a second one. There does seem to be some difference between them. All right. I don't know if it's, statistically you can say there's a big difference or not. Okay. And that's one thing we obviously.
I think that would be interesting to look into more.
Other questions? All right, well then we'll thank our speaker again.